All right, here we go into a double dosage of train between Cloud9 and Luminosity, a game that I think could actually be quite explosive, could be quite enjoyable to watch, but Cloud9, firm favorites. They are, after all, many consider, myself included, the best team in North America right now.
Oh, they are definitely, yeah, they're definitely the best team. Finishing the season 21-5 and then winning Pro League. Oh my gosh, they are sick. Love watching Cloud9. Definitely my favorite team to watch for sure. And Train is one of their good maps. They're very good on Train. Luminosity also quite like this map, and that's why we are seeing it played. It wasn't banned. It was one of the harder custom maps. And the main issue for Luminosity is they don't get as much invite practice. They definitely do get invite practice. I think a lot of invite teams regard them as very good and have made strides since they have just since they got their new roster and sponsor and so on. But are definitely the third best team in Brazil, and Cloud9 just beat the best team in Brazil in the finals of a huge event. So this is kind of small fish, but at the same time, there might be something to say about Cloud9 or just a team after a big event win, because almost certainly they took a breather, and Luminosity weren't there, so they were probably just grinding hard. They haven't had to travel. You know, we heard Nafly talking about jet lag yesterday. A lot of these factors actually do matter. I mean, we often see upsets happen after big events. So, not to say they'll win. I don't think they're going to win, but I think it might be a little bit more competitive.
As you say, I think most would consider them to be sort of like third best Brazilian team behind SK and Immortals, right? So we'll have to see if they can maybe bring down Cloud9 a level or two.
It looks like yeah, Skadoodle's changed up the strat. He's now L-Dudax. L-Dudax.
Maybe that'll get him some more frags with the AWP. That's what they're hoping for.
So refresher, reinvigorator, brand. Change the brand.
Very
and Destiny, now just Dest.
Look at this stack as well, by the way, in PopDog. 3 players for Luminosity.
Yeah, this is quite curious. Yelmar? What the?
Yeah, it's just Yell, right?
Yeah, it's just Yell.
And
he's been Yell Zera before.
Look at this patience by LG. They are refusing to move a muscle in PopDog. And I'm quite curious because Skadoodle is potentially going to be moving in there, pop flashing his way into Pop, hence the name, and there's Destiny. And you will spot 3 players. He's like, boys, 3 players PopDog, get the hell out of there right now. And they are going to oblige pushing through Ivy.
That is interesting because, oh, this is very awkward for, PKL, who, oh my gosh, it looks like he was about to get a shot into the head but doesn't do it. Now, yeah, 3 players, and this is the thing, they've been spotted. So, their plan is kind of falls apart here. And this is very, very tricky from Cloud9. 1 person back in T-Con. Shiz, however, making a case for his team.
2 tasty 1-taps. Still a long way to go in this round. They do have a kit on Yell. Plus the smoke. So this could force the T's hand, and there's the headshot from Yell. It's all on Shroud now. As the bomb's been tickled, Shroud's going to be spamming through the smoke. If one of those bullets lands on Yell, he is actually going to die. He is so incredibly close, and Shroud's still not entirely sure that he's off the site. Goes back in for another defuse. A humorous round, but Cloud9 will take it for themselves.
Wow, that was crazy. I mean, okay, first of all, L-Dudax. That was like the worst pop flash I've ever seen. He threw the flash into ladder, it landed, and then 3 seconds later he just drops down, climbing halfway down the ladder. Why?
Kind of defeats the purpose of pop flash.
Pop, yes.
Really.
And as pop, it shouldn't hit the ground first. You know you have a lineup for it. I think, but I mean, either way, I mean, it would have been hilarious to just see three CTs get blind. But the weird part about LG's strat is they're really banking on, I think, more pressure into ladder. And once they were spotted, it's kind of like, where do we go? Because they know we're here. So, and that's what we saw, them kind of coming out of ladder 1 at a time, getting destroyed. And Nothing putting himself in a really good spot.
This is a position you're going to see a lot more of autimatic in PopDog. He absolutely loves and relishes this spot. Especially when the buys come in for Luminosity. If Cloud9 decide to go for an all-out rush, it's a real thing of beauty to watch. But as we're speaking, Luminosity not really expecting to get a great deal out of that round, and indeed they have been pasted. I think only 1 player died, that was Skadoodle. This does mean that unless someone drops from him, he may have to dip into that AWP fund a little bit. And I think Stewie actually dropped for him there. So he is going to be able to get an AK instead. And Stewie picks up a Mac 10 instead for himself. LG have nothing apart from a couple of P250s here round 3.
Yeah, I'm really curious about the CT side. I think what's also cool is they're gonna just like they know they're gonna be playing train again, so that's also a thought. And I'll just push through the smoke ends up working out really well. Stewie goes down, and also didn't actually scout that much, so they aren't completely confident that they can come out. And that was cool right there. Skadoodle holding down the fort while everybody else comes out and tries to clear stuff. Nobody on a big flank to catch anyone on Cloud9 off guard. Instead, they're all rotating through CT, and nothing is going to be happy to find a bunch of CTs to chew up. But Dest actually somehow flanking from Z. And this is actually a 3v5 situation. I mean, this isn't over.
Thing is, though, they have no Kevlar, so at this point, this should be where the MP7 just goes to town. Shroud with 3, pulls out the deagle, and will secure a 4th. A bit of overkill as well, because SHOOWTiME was low and got a bullet between the eyes. Luminosity will have a buy. It's going to compromise of an AWP, potentially, if Yell wants one, and indeed he will pick it up. Gets the Kevlar with that head armor. No real need for it, as they're up against AKs by and large.
And let's see what happens. Are Cloud9 still jet lagged? Are they still in form? Or do LG have something really cool to show us on this map? Find out this episode on ECS. And we have a push from SHOOWTiME into upper. They're putting a little bit of pressure here. Yell doesn't get that shot. I mean, he gets a shot off. He just doesn't actually hit anything with it. But still, it seems like Stewie is still aware. Good flash, and I think he baited him with that shot. That was perfectly timed. Great play. Full white.
Only
Christmas
2 flashes left, though, here. Londus.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, they are very low. All right, so Train is a map where, Dust 2 is a map that you don't need a ton of utility. It's not that worrying if you don't have a ton of utility. I mean, you want to smoke and a couple of flashes and so on. But on Train, there are so many ways to use your utility, especially versus executes, that can be extremely effective. Automatic sees this fight, realizes that he's kind of losing it, decides to get the F out of there. I'm not sure if he's going to reaggress here. It looks like he is.
There's actually 2 players waiting for him as well. That grenade very nearly hit both of them. Very hard in the face. But these are the kind of moments where it gets a bit sketchy for Luminosity, because you can see the vast amounts of utility that Cloud9 still have. They've got 4 mollies, they've got smokes, they've got flashes, they've got everything. Luminosity have nothing to contend with, and Stewie just walks out blind without any smokes, any flashes in front of him. And the frag goes his way. PKL comes back, but there's autimatic, the bomb planted. Yell in a 1-on-4 has no interest in trying to get anywhere near these terrorists, just tries to save the AWP for himself. But Cloud9 already off to a brisk 4-0 start.
Yeah, no trouble at all. I mean, after all that, still have a smoke, a Molotov, a couple of flashes, just actually expel the second smoke that they didn't even need. Yell is on the save. I mean, he knows he's on the save. I mean, he's prey right now and backing it up. Kind of an awkward timing. Oh, Shroud's actually going to come back. So, oh no, never mind. He's just on patrol, I think. They think they must know that he's here, but it seems like, oh, maybe he's not, because he's clearly, we haven't seen him yet. And there it is, El Dudax with the AK and the headshot, and Cloud9 with the 4-0, and LG on the save. Oh,
You what, mate?
you can afford that? I guess they got the full loss bonus next round. Yeah, they can actually buy a little bit. They can even do half armor maybe on 1 or 2 members if necessary. But overall, like, they just went Cloud9 like hung on to most of their utility, just went out dry. Pretty easy stuff.
Well, I guess it doesn't telegraph the push as well, because as soon as you see the smokes and the flashes come over that kind of time, you know that the hit is imminent. So Stewie just going out. Also, maybe just supreme confidence. He's like, guys, I don't need flashes and smokes getting in my way. I can frag this guy outright. Like, I don't need any help. I don't need any support. So, like, I'll Luminosity do have the scout, as you highlighted, but other than that, just pistols. And Cloud9 made short work of their rifle rounds, so it's hard to see Luminosity getting a great deal out of this one. Stewie2K is on the prowl just above drop zone. There is a player down there for the CTs. That's going to be Dest. I believe his name's Destiny, right?
That's
full
me.
name Destiny. I always get confused when players change their names a little bit. But there's Stewie out with the entries. 2 of them, in fact. Skadoodle and nothing will help him out. SHOOWTiME. P250. Really no hope. 5-0.
For very simple, bare bones CS, I guess just opening opening the map up and bleeding your opponents dry, and then just taking the sites with your firepower. Not even using more smokes than you need to, or flashes, or anything, is a really good resource game. I think this is what Russia did to Hitler, basically. I don't know if that's appropriate conversation for this, but it's
reference game on point.
Isn't it exactly what they did? They just basically bled them out, gave them nothing to use. But I mean, that's more sustenance type thing. But
he made a couple of mistakes though, like going for Russia and just like the allies on the west and the east simultaneously. Going into Russia without winter clothes.
Right.
GG, well played, mate. Get wrecked. GG, no re.
GG, no respawns. No. Definitely not going to get a second fight.
How did we get into that conversation? I have no idea.
Cloud9, man. Cloud9 and Hitler hand in hand.
Jesus.
Definitely not.
You can tell it's getting late here.
Yeah, it is quite late.
Either way, we do have an AWP in the hands of Yell, and Cloud9 deciding to stick with the AKs. And I do feel like Train is one of those kind of maps where you really don't need an AWP on the T side. If you have these set plays with full AKs, you're good to go.
And let's see if they can get away with that again. We've got kind of half the amount of utility on LG. They've yet to pull together a CT round, or probably terrified of the fact that they are just getting kind of bled dry and then not even having to go up against an execute. Cloud9 just are able to get this entry every time. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not just the fact that they're low on resources by the time that comes out, it's that they also lose those duels pretty much every single time.
Yeah, you can really see that Cloud9 are a step above when it comes to that, individual skill and aim, especially on their entry fraggers, the guys that are going in first, the likes of Stewie and autimatic, like these. I said before that they're this dynamic duo on Train that are just so difficult to contend with. I mean, the best in the world find it hard to contend with these guys. So no disrespect to Luminosity Gaming, but this is always going to be a hard game. And of course, this is the first of 2 trains, so I'll be curious to see over the duration of this and the second one if Cloud9 do switch up their strat, if they do try and go for different things. But again, it's going to be the A hit, and as expected, they're just piling out of main, they're piling out of Pop Dog, and there's kills left, right, and center. Luminosity cannot hang with this Cloud9 machine. SHOOWTiME should get the drop on Stewie2K around the back. He could very well get himself a second frag. They've nearly lined up for a third one, actually.
Okay. All right, you know what? Those are my smokes. I have a video on YouTube with train smokes, and okay, the funny part about that, so they smoked off Old Bomb, which was the interesting part, right? They didn't throw any smokes on the train. Instead, they mollied out Z so no one could push through, and then they smoked out Ivy and Old Bomb. And I kind of like theory strike the same thing, and I put the video up on YouTube, and they're all public now. But we didn't end up using the strategy. For some reason, when we did it, it didn't work. I mean, we obviously don't have Cloud9 players, so maybe that was part of it. But kind of interesting. Exactly the same thought process as me, and that's that people always will rotate through Z. So if you're just don't want to talk into the action here, but it looks like it might just be something of a half buy.
I mean, to be fair though, it's kind of like an eco anyway, so
yeah,
it's LG are losing this round likely.
Yeah. So
what were you saying? Sorry.
Yeah. So just the thought process is don't smoke out too much stuff in the middle of the site, because that can sometimes bite you in the ass as a terrorist coming out. If CTs can rotate in and get better positions on the bomb and stuff like that. Whereas now, if you push through the molly, you're really out in the open. You know, if someone smokes off the right and left side of the bomb train, you can push through Z and then wrap the Old Bomb or go heaven. Like, there's so many options. But if it's not smoked, you actually have a harder time getting out. You're just more scared once the T's take the site. So instead, just smoke off Old Bomb so people can't opt from back lanes, and then isolate all the riflers.
So I guess you're taking a royalty then. If they win any events with those smokes, you take a percentage.
I just want to know where they got it from. I know they didn't get it from my video. I mean, I can't assume, but that's definitely, I have that on footy.
Well, it is 7-0 with autimatic picking up the first kill and already out into the battlefield of A. And, well, Luminosity are continuing their downward spiral into depression on this map. autimatic has a keen eye on connector, but he's going to die PKL through the smoke, get completely demolished, nothing. And there we go, Luminosity Gaming. They pick up the first round, they pick it up with style. Some nice handy shots there.
Yeah, that was really nice. I mean, they dealt with it quite nicely. It was just another full execute. Unfortunately, it's just not enough just because of how much money Cloud9 have left over. They've just been winning rounds decisively over and over again. But here we go, 7-1. Brazil can't escape the memes. And they've also got to win another one right now. Otherwise, they're going to be kind of a difficult place in terms of loss bonus. And yeah, with an aggressive push. I like this to start this off and not just waiting, because Cloud9 love, it seems, when you wait or you're a little bit too patient. Oh, nice peek from SHOOWTiME as well. The trade comes out instantly, however, in answered trades are the bane of CT side.
Skadoodle's first round with the AWP. He hasn't needed to really use one so far. They've had complete control over the map. He's been stuck with the AK since, I think, round 2 or 3. But he's going to die fairly early on, so no real impact in this so far. Nothing has managed to snake its way all the way around the back of Ivy. And now Stewie, the last remaining Cloud9 member, has 2 AWPs and 2 M4s to contend against, all on full health.
Yeah.
And it's looking a little bit rough here.
Yeah, it's definitely hard. You know, you really can't expect to catch anybody off guard as the solo man versus 4, because you don't know what's being watched. And ooh, actually just makes his way. Wow, after that was cleared. Don't even know what the luck on that is like. And wow, actually just pushed up against the wall. But now has an op. I mean, he's clearly just wants to go for this to do the damage, all the damage possible. And gets smoked out. Is there anyone to peek him? I'm so surprised he isn't dead yet. This is crazy.
I'm loving those shoulder peeks though. Like
I know,
he was drawing out fire like consistently.
He's being super tricky for sure.
Slippery bastard. He still dies though, so he got caught eventually.
It's just like a wiener in the sink. Is that a good analogy?
A wiener in the sink.
Like a hot dog. That's what you call hot dogs, right?
Brilliant.
You guys?
I can't say I've ever called a hot dog a wiener, but
Oh, really?
nope.
Oh. I thought you actually did, dude. What do you call them then?
Just a hot dog.
That's awkward. Alright, so SHOOWTiME's gonna fall back after getting his opening kill. Stewie, the last man to die last round, the first one to die on this. And LG done a good job getting their feet on the ground. Back to fundamental CS for them. They don't kind of have to do anything really, really tricky. They don't have to take any huge risks anymore, I don't think, because they should be winning these rounds off passive setups anyway.
It seems like Luminosity, I mean, they still got obviously a long, long way to get out of the very murky water that they're currently subdued in, but they have these last couple rounds seem pretty solid. I mean, Stewie got some kills there that maybe he shouldn't have, but by and large this is looking a lot better than it did earlier. Still Cloud9 though on the brink of pushing out onto B, and this could be really one of the first times that we've seen them go for a full-on execute here on this side of the map.
Oh, and another unanswered kill. But the inner push is about to occur. Shroud, however, has taken a nice impact shot from the back of the site, and nobody's gone down from LG. Doing super well so far.
4 kills?
4 kills, oh
yeah,
man.
SHOOWTiME, nice.
What a beast.
3 rounds in a row. Cloud9 can't buy again.
Yeah, wow, they've actually just got so much money left over even after 3. That 7-0, you know, sometimes even after 7-0, a team could just have no money left over, but they're just keeping everybody alive. LG are like, there's no way that LG know that they're buying right now. They probably think they're like half buying or saving or something like that. In reality, Cloud9 have a full healthy buy between everybody, including an op.
Yeah, that's why it's so important, even in rounds when it looks like you're guaranteed the win, that you don't throw weapons away, that you don't throw lives away, because then in the longer haul, the longer game, the bigger picture, you manage to retain more buys, you manage to retain and continually apply that pressure onto Luminosity, who, even though they have picked up the last 3 rounds, make no mistake, if they go on another losing streak here, this is going to be a brutal half. So Cloud9 still have all the chips in their favor. But of course, Luminosity are starting to get a bit more confidence. They've got a double up set up again into this round. No early casualties for either side. And very much a split approach for Cloud9. They have options ahead of them. The only option it seems that they aren't too interested in right now is Ivy. But apart from that, the map is ripe for the taking.
Indeed it is. Now, no attention has been given to Ivy, even in these past couple of rounds, I think. Autimatic is going to... oh! Wow, I don't know if he was spotted by PKL. His shoulder might have been, but he's made it to hell. This would definitely... No, it would definitely be... PKL would have no other thing to pay attention. Yeah, you'd get mollied out. Not a great... Okay, that was just a couple of really bad nades. Oh, and then he died. That's so bad.
And punished. Not a great passage of play. autimatic can't get the second kill, but Destiny has been tagged down pretty low. Shiz, in the meanwhile, on Heaven is doing some serious damage. They nearly lined up for him. Unfortunately for Luminosity, with 15 seconds left, it's in a 2-on-3, and the bomb is about to get planted. Destiny, what have you got in store? This would be a pretty huge play if you manage to get anything from this. SHOOWTiME, the 4K king in the previous round, is going to have to pretty much do the same in this one, and he will stumble at the first hurdle. 8-3, Cloud9 have resumed dominance, although LG can get another bye.
Yeah, that is good by them off of those 2 rounds. They should have been very difficult to win. They actually did manage to surmise enough of an income to supplement the bye here, which is great for them. And Cloud9 will have to earn their reset, and that's good. Keeping it competitive. And that's, I mean, I guess that's kind of optimistic by me because Cloud9 already have met their quota on T side. I'm just talking about how LG are starting to get their way back into this, but I think part of me doesn't expect Luminosity to be able to win this game, and just wants to see that they can like figure out Cloud9, get like better as the game goes on, and then there's always a second map which you think maybe would favor the underdog, if anything.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's only human nature to root for the underdog, honestly, and there's no doubt that Luminosity Gaming are in this matchup. SHOOWTiME can hear so much noise around him, but Skadoodle may very well be his first or second AWP frag so far on train. Although, to be fair to me, he's had the AK for most of the rounds. But Stewie now playing an aggressive position just past the bomb itself. Luminosity Gaming still have a couple of incendiaries that could find their way onto unsuspecting terrorist players. Nothing is looking for that lurk, though, through Pop Dog round to connector. And Luminosity Gaming, are they really thinking of saving here?
That's strange to me because they have enough, they have so much utility. They've got 2 Molotovs. The clock was ticking down to the point that maybe they didn't make their decision to move up fast enough, and that's why they decided to save, but they could have used more utility before figuring out what they wanted to save. Like, they could have used they had 2 smokes and 2 Molotovs, and so they could have easily sectioned off either upper or lower ramp, and then mollied out the spots in the inside if they're coordinated enough, but apparently they were so terrified. And Cloud9 did have 5 alive, and typically in a retake you want to have at least 1 more person than the other team. But even in that unideal situation, you were down 9-3, you have 4 alive, you have tons of utility. Give it a shot.
Yeah, it does surprise me. Maybe a lack of confidence there, I'm not entirely sure. It does allow them a full buy here, though.
And a good flash there to kill Shroud.
Yeah, Shroud could not see a single thing, got finished off by Yell. Destiny's about to get aggressed on, does manage to throw out an incendiary just beforehand. There's the smoke, and Yell very nearly transfers his spray across, but autimatic will meet his demise courtesy of Shiz. Nothing right back in, though, on the face of Shiz, as Skadoodle's now going to move in with the AWP. Misses out on the first chance, gets dinked as well, down to 7. And he really needs nothing to come and dig him out of a very deep ditch.
Oh my gosh. Actually somehow finds that kill.
Shot?
Literally, Yell was just waiting for him to do, and he has 7 HP, but he still finds the kill. Just kind of abusing ladders here for information, kind of what he needs to do with the amount of health he has. And still going to be a tough round to win. Full HP opponents, both CTs. And nothing. What is he going to do? Is he going to be able to get a kill here? A little bit of damage, maybe? Nope. The headshot from PKL with the UMP. My goodness. SHOOWTiME as well. And Luminosity pull it together. Good opening frag. Good opening frag on Shroud. That flash push that allowed them to get into not a favorable position, but a decent position towards the end of the game, or end of the round. And yeah, ultimately are having a lackluster CT side overall, but are at least showing some promise, not just getting completely trashed.
That's true. Maybe they can bring it back to 9-6 and game's back on again. Still, Cloud9 will be firm favourites going through onto their CT side with 9 rounds, but we've already discussed this before, that their T side typically is better than their CT side. So the best may very well be yet to come for Luminosity.
Yeah, we'll see if they can take advantage of it, or if Cloud9 has changed.
I think one of the reasons for that is on the T side you can get away a little bit more with just full AKs and going for aggro plays. On the CT side, if Skadoodle doesn't show up, that can be really detrimental to Cloud9's defense. SHOOWTiME, in the meanwhile, though, is chilling in the smoke, using it to his advantage. Actually pushes through. He could very well get a whole bunch of frags, but he's missed out on his opportunity. He goes down. SHOOWTiME. It was all open for you, and he's not able to convert. Now it's on Yell and PKL. Maybe PKL can do some magic with the M4. He's still very worried and weary in case someone's behind him. He's about to get charged from nothing. Nothing was so low. 1 bullet would have finished him off. Yell turns around and lands the shot into autimatic. What is going on here? Now it's on Shroud. He's only got 2 health. He does have the element of surprise coming around from the back, but that's now been taken away as he picks up the kill, and PKL's just going to be holding down onto the defuse. There can't be too much time left. He has a kit as well, and it's going to get defused. Luminosity Gaming, somehow, someway, get this clutch.
Wow. Wow, a 2v4. Unbelievable. I mean, just really well played. It seemed like they had no chance up until that moment. I mean, I couldn't believe it. Seemed like I felt so bad for SHOOWTiME pushing through that smoke, and then it's just one of those situations I feel for him, because it's like you see 4 opponents and you just go cross-eyed. Right, just who do I shoot? I just don't even know. There's so many options, and even after that, coming back from a 2v4, wow, quite close.
Cloud9 though will concede the round all the same. Very nice retake by Luminosity. Cloud9, as a result, their bomb plants and their consistent bomb plants will have AKs and the 1 Galil, as autimatic gets a 1-for-1 trade. SHOOWTiME, in the meanwhile, puts down some serious damage on box halls. 2 kills for him. Is he able to escape death? He is as well. Down to 5, but with the flash and the HE, can maybe keep the T's at bay for a few more moments. His job is done. Luminosity have a very real chance of getting a 6th round. PKL is making a move round from the T side of the map as well.
The trades from Cloud9 have been absolutely flawless, apart from this round where Stewie actually doesn't manage to kill SHOOWTiME, who has been an absolute aim beast so far in the server. And he's like, I can't take that shot. I see you, but that is the amount of information that he needs. This smoke will allow him to cross back as well. Good tactical smoke from a good teammate. And 2 players, no one's on the flank. Oh, actually, there is one person on the flank. I lied.
And there's PKL. There's the first one. Skadoodle with a spray. Can get 2 kills, but there's one more player to find, and Yell is going to get him from behind. Luminosity Gaming do get 6 rounds, which, considering that at one point this was 7-0 to Cloud9, is not too bad. I mean, obviously it could have been a whole lot better, but there you can see there's just a flurry of terrorist rounds, and Luminosity somewhat bringing it back towards the end. Yeah,
and they made a solid amount of adjustments. The 3 rounds in a row they won were all rifle rounds. That's really good for them. They also didn't win a pistol, so that counts against their scoreline in a way that's like it doesn't even merit how well they played. And so like a lot of good stuff for sure. Now they move into this half, and don't get me wrong, I think it's still going to be extremely difficult. And even I'm sure you agree, even though Cloud9's CT side maybe has some things that could be exploitable or have had exploits in the past, but yeah, not bad half overall. Just in terms of like it was just a very meaty half.
And to be fair to Cloud9, they typically stumble on their CT side against top tier teams. Luminosity Gaming, again, no disrespect, but I don't think you could say they're a top tier team.
No, not even close for sure.
So it may not prove to be as detrimental against Luminosity, but of course Luminosity have every chance if they win this pistol to draw us back to even. Then it really is anybody's map. autimatic, aggressive on the E-box, looking for the 1 taps, but he's actually going to receive one instead. PKL will go big, but there is Skadoodle and nothing. Enough kills of their own Shroud is trying to tap his way to victory towards the Ivy side. Yell, in the meanwhile, is really pushing out of the aforementioned Ivy. There is smoke in his face. He's going to clear in a couple of moments now. The positions from Cloud9 not giving anything away just yet, and now Yell's going to start to get tagged from a couple of different directions. And he's the last remaining player. And his position is known. Oof. Did land a dink, I think, onto Skadoodle, though.
There it is. Pretty much all headshots, I think. And 3 kills from Skadoodle. Three nice headshots from Skadoodle, nothing. And that's it. They seal it up. And this will count heavily against Luminosity. The fact that they're already a deficit, the fact they're on T side, and the fact that they are the underdogs to begin with. Pistols are one of the easiest rounds to come by. I always tell this story, like one time, like 2 years ago, I played iBuyPower with my Pug team in like a tournament, and we won both pistols and got 16-2'd. So, just goes to show you, pistol rounds are 50-50.
Cool thing for Cloud9 here as well, by the way, everyone over 10 kills. So it's a pretty cool statistic. No one is falling far behind. I think Shiz is on 4 kills, unfortunately, for Luminosity. That's going to need to change fairly rapidly, as it would appear we're about to see a B hit in motion. Smokes are going to go over towards the connector, the back of the site, and then the terrorists with their Tech 9s and P250s going to want to get up in the face of Cloud9. However, Stewie2K and his UMP in prime position to get the spray. However, it does get answered back pretty quickly. autimatic and Skadoodle also going to go some way to bridging out the gap. But now Destiny point blank range in the smoke is going to push on to Skadoodle, who just switched to a... Oh, I think he may have... Was it nothing that switched to a grenade?
Yeah.
I thought he's a dead man, but then he came in with a second kill, so it's not necessarily...
Yeah, I think he just barely missed him. That could have been so different. He just barely missed him. Just in terms of timing, the smoke dissipating and him pushing around, it was a very, very awkward, tight timing. So that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate for sure. But you know, that won't be the reason they lose if they do. I think it's important to note. So here with the shiny red MP9 and a lot of enemies. Will he get the kills? He does do a lot of damage. Stewie has also got an MP9 for himself, and is basically the debt collector, has milked them for all they're worth.
Stewie with 4K is going to drop across the AWP for Skadoodle, and then the M4 afterwards. 12-6, Luminosity have to mount another comeback. We saw them do it on the first half at a 7-0 deficit. They're in a similar deficit now, 6 behind. 2 for masses for Cloud9, but somewhat of a sacrifice on the firepower. As Shiz doesn't have a pistol. I'm not sure if that's just a bug or what's happening now, if we just dropped it at spawn. It may not end up mattering though, and indeed it won't. Nothing goes in for a double spray down. He will die, but so much information gathered, plus kills, equals another round for Cloud9. Yell is going to do his best. Oh, that flick. Maybe I spoke too soon. Maybe he can actually salvage this.
Yell is actually a sick opper, for sure. He's actually super dope, and he's actually really, really clutch too. So, and it's still surprising to see that shot hit. That was nice. But now in a 1v2, lots of time left over. Would expect him to make a really intelligent play right now. That being said, he's going up against a couple of very smart players in their own rights.
Plus the bomb's down. If he had the bomb in his hands now, he could try and maybe isolate the pack from one another, go towards B, something like that, try and split them up. But as it stands, they can just camp on the site. He did just catch a glimpse of autimatic.
See, okay, so from here, Shroud still doesn't actually have that hard of a job in a sense because the bomb's still in his line of sight. And he can look at it, and Shroud, and Yell doesn't know where he is. But I like how long he's waiting. So yeah, Shroud actually gave him an opportunity there because it's gotten to the point where he could have come around and wrapped the train entirely. And this is the meta of this fight right now. And will he find that? Oh my gosh, he was so close to actually just straight up getting that kill. And I don't think he has armor. That might have messed them up.
No, that's it. He got aim punch, like straight up.
That's what it was. And look at this. He knows exactly what's up right now. Oh, so close. Is he going to get off this? I mean, it wouldn't be. Oh, right under the train, just the feet. Very close, though.
It's that kind of situation where you actually want him to clutch just because how sick that would have been.
Yeah, I mean, solid attempt. I mean,
it also goes to show he just got 3 kills in that round. He's on 9 kills. He was in 6 before that happened. He's been kind of absent up until that moment. And what a clutch that would have been.
You know, Skadoodle actually is, and a lot of people talk about Skadoodle's performance in as of recently. In the regular online season, has been doing the worst of all of his teammates, but also has the best clutch statistics by far, has the most 1v1s and 1v2s by a huge margin. So if your aim isn't so good, and it seems like he's kind of slumping in that regard, I think one thing you can always fall back on is the fact that with proper positioning, you can win rounds for free.
Oh yeah, with game sense, anything's possible. Luminosity Gaming have the audacity to rush onto the site, and Skadoodle will lend them a helping hand towards the grave. 2 kills, looking for a third. Destiny's going to hop over that one. The bomb's been planted. I would normally say that that's pretty much mission accomplished. The problem for Luminosity at this point is they can no longer just get the bomb planted. They have to start winning rounds. There is no more room for error. They're going to be 14-6 behind. This next round is a must-win. They're going to have a decent buy. They can have an AWP if they so choose on Yell again. But apart from that, it's going to have to be a victory.
Cloud9's ability to be dynamic versus fast takes versus slow defaults, I think, is what has made them into the kind of true champions that they are now. Yeah, I mean, LG are a team that are developing and trying to get there. And this is just a really, really tough opponent if ever there was one. Will probably be a good bit of practice for sure. You know, it seems like some utility has been expended from both sides. A little bit more. I don't actually think. No, not that much altogether from Cloud9. So hanging on to quite a bit. And finally, a little bit more pressure over at Ivy. I think, oh, good pick from Skadoodle. I feel like that smoke was almost to double as a way to get the offer to unpeak. Maybe like thought it might be a flash or something like that, but he wasn't gonna fall for that.
May very well have been the idea, but Skadoodle wasn't falling for it, and Yell just gets picked off for free there, which is a key frag. Not just because it gives the advantage to Cloud9, but Yell has already shown that he is very capable of getting the clutches when it really counts. Destiny, though, does get the opening pick onto the site. That's going to afford them to get the bomb planted.
That's a good follow.
Molly won't stop the bomb plant, but it will force the terrorist out into the open. And autimatic will land that first headshot. SHOOWTiME and Shiz, though, do come back with kills of their own. PKL's out in the open now. I think he may have just been spotted on the cross, and autimatic will put him down, and there gets the second kill as well. Cloud9 will have this defuse, and Luminosity Gaming need the next 9 on the bounce to take us to overtime.
What a monster. Oh, on the bounce, I like that. What a monster. 3 kills on the retake, and I think all headshots as well. A good amount of money left over for LG, who have managed to get a fair amount of plants, I think. And here, just good positional play, good flank. All the boxes checked on the retake. Exactly what you want. You want people, 2 people in different positions. One on a big flank is always ideal, so you can make sure you can get that guy who has like that ultimate position for the late round. And then, I mean, obviously, someone to pick up the brunt of the work, which was autimatic. And let's see. Oh, Stewie's watching the corner of the smoke. He can't actually be 100% certain that no one's crossed with the way that he's peeking. He can just be pretty certain. Certainly a reliable person to have on his own. Extremely smart player.
She's the only player to feel the effects of war, down to 72. Luminosity Gaming, slow, steady round to maybe finalize train. It's going to be a fake by the looks of things. What is the idea here? They're going to charge down into B. The bomb was dropped for a few moments. Now it has been picked up. It's going to be making a move towards the B side. Yell gets the opening pick on the site onto autimatic. Stewie, in the meanwhile, is caught in so many different minds. You can see he's not sure whether to come or stay. In the meanwhile, that bomb now coming through PopDog onto the A side of the map. Nothing is going to move right through that Molotov. 2 players to his left-hand side through PopDog. I thought he may have caught a glimpse of them, but instead it's down to Stewie in a 1-on-4. Luminosity Gaming are going to pick up the first of what would need to be 9 rounds.
Yeah, dire straits, but really cool. I mean, interesting. I mean, unique. They just decided to adapt, right, and make a rotation out of the site after making some presence in her, and ended up working out really well. You see, that was the first time we've seen like players get really caught off guard from Cloud9. That was, nothing to walk outside and be like, oh man, how do I figure this out at the moment? That smoke, no good. Actually, I'm not sure if that smoke was on purpose or not, but we can just kind of block off any oppers. It's weird to see it as a T-smoke, obviously, but if you're going to have someone hanging out in there and then, having to worry about hell, I'm not sure what you can do in terms of information unless you have someone to boost you over it. So it might have been a miss-smoke.
Another one being thrown into PopDog. Double stack this time. In close proximity too. Skadoodle up on the train that Taz does like to flirt around quite often. And then Stewie's just behind him. Again though, Luminosity, very similar to the last round. They're going to be using every second at their disposal. I'll be curious if we have another fake coming into play here. Of course, keep in mind that there is another train between these 2 teams coming up after this, so there may even be a case of Luminosity holding off on some tactics. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's not the case, but you never quite know. To burst out in the next game. A trade. PKL gets one before getting dropped. And now LG have all their players over on the B side.
Oh, wow, look at that. I mean, there's 2 people close up from Cloud9 and B. That's pretty interesting, like considering there's only 4 alive. They seem pretty certain that it's going to be a B hit. And there's the first guy to take some damage. Good spray from Stewie. Stewie's only job was to watch upper there. He had Skadoodle to watch his lower ramp and turned, but it almost doesn't matter because he did his job and more. He maybe thought his job was done with. Here it is, Shiz, 1v3 on map point. Can he do it? Oh my god! Oh my god! I didn't actually think he could. I'll be honest. I'll be completely 100% honest. That was incredible. That was a... Oh my god.
What?
The fake plant comes
He had
out.
6 bullets left.
Headshot.
Almost 2 kills.
2 bullets. Boom. Automatic. See you in another dimension. Holy smokes.
I don't know what to say about that. Shiz before that play was by far and away the bottom, like on rock bottom of the scoreboard on both teams, and just pulls off that ridiculous 3v1.
Yeah, you can see why he got picked up.
I had half of mine towards the next train, I'm not gonna lie. I thought that was done.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's just crazy. Uncharacteristically nuts.
And that puts Cloud9 into an eco. So Luminosity doing their best to drag it back, build up the foundations brick by brick. Deagle, AK, P250, the arsenal of Cloud9 that they're looking to use against Luminosity. Flashes are coming through on main side, but Shroud is here waiting to pounce. The first 2 kills go his way. Battling against aim punch, but wasn't even required actually because he didn't get tagged a single time.
Yeah, that would have been his kind of death, but they didn't even tag him with, oh, this would be so unfortunate to end up losing a round right now after this, and nothing has gotten such an advantageous spot. I mean, he hasn't cleared anything inner, but he hears them running, and they're looking, and as soon as they tap that bomb, he's going to peek out. Bop, bop. Oh. Okay, not quite, but...
There's another rotation from Shroud as well.
Yeah, he's still a thorn in their sides just being up there, and they can't deal with him. Pushing through makes a lot of sense here, actually. Quite interesting.
There's a trifecta of wreckage being set up right now from Cloud9. But Destiny actually has the bomb, and he's managed to get the kill onto Skadoodle and also get the plant onto A.
Shroud with a lot of HP, a lot more than Destiny, but just looking to fight against aim punch here. Nothing goes down. And there it is, the ladder rotation. He didn't expect it, and there is the map. Shroud, 4 kills with no armor, not taking a single point of damage versus... armored players with tons of resources to work with. Cloud9 win 16-8 on the first run around train. Choo-choo.
Yeah, so first train goes to Cloud9. Second train will be coming up in just a little bit, but it's hard to bet against Cloud9 after that performance, especially on the T side. Opening it up 7-0, as dominating as you could really ask for. Luminosity, credit to them, they didn't just bow out from that point. They did battle until the bitter end. Some sick clutches. That clutch from Shiz was unreal.
Yeah.
But ultimately, there was just too much quality on Cloud9 for the Brazilians to deal with.
Yeah, looking super polished. All my questions about like jet lag and stuff like that out the window. Doing a super, looking stellar for sure.
So, any players that really stood out for you in this game then?
100%. I mean, I guess Shiz on that one round, and then Yell on that one round where he almost had that one before. Yep. And who else? Stewie has also been very interesting. His aim style has changed so much since he's first started playing Invite.
Cool. Well, we will be able to talk about that and much more when we get round onto our second lap of train, which will be coming up after this very short commercial break.